Welcome back, guys, and thanks for watching Gaming's tutorial videos on how to make your own prop hunt. In this video we're going to cover timer devices, both the pregame timer and the timer that holds the hunters where they need to stay until it's time to go search for the props. We're also going to cover team settings for both props and hunters and what they need to be set at for them to be different, and also that when your props do die that they go and join the hunter's side. So let's go ahead and get started here. We'll start with the timer device. This I'm going to go ahead and label pregame timer. And go ahead and click on this, the more options thing. Pregame timer I usually have pretty short, about 15 seconds or so. Come on, man. There it goes. Countdown, start at game start. You want this on. Can't interact. Not that anybody's going to be able to see it anyway, but I usually turn it off. Activating team, it doesn't matter. Applies to everyone. Success on timer end is true. Completion behavior, stop, reset. So when it completes, it resets. It'll pause and go back to normal. It doesn't really matter. Display in minutes and seconds. Timer not started text. Leave that blank. Timer running text. I will type in like game starts and then just leave it at that because the timer will be right next to it. Game starts in 15 seconds and kind of counts down. These will give points out. I don't mess with that for at least the pregame timer. Show and HUD. Yes, that's important. Just leave that at the default. Urgency mode for the pregame timer, I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to have another timer in just a second. Audio effects. Okay, I think that's it for now. But I'm also going to create another timer. Let's try to spawn that way out there. I don't understand why. This one is going to be I'm just going to call it the hunter timer. This is going to be the timer that triggers whenever the game actually starts. I'm going to set that to, let's do 40 seconds. Countdown, start a game start. This one you're going to want off. Can't interact. No. Activating team, anyone applies to everyone. Okay. This one, I'm going to put hunters. Come on, there we go. Released in. And this one, I'm actually going to put urgency mode on. Urgency mode, I'm going to put it 5 seconds. So when it gets to 5 seconds or less, it starts like ticking louder. And I'll just leave the urgency text blank so it doesn't say anything special. Okay, now once I got this up, you're going to go to this one and you're going to put start when receiving from. This one's going to be your pregame timer on success. So when that pregame timer finishes and gets the point to true, it will start this one. So this 15-second countdown will start. It'll count down to 0. Then this 40-second timer will start. Okay. So we're going to call this prop team settings. Go into here. We're going to call these the props. Team, this is going to be team 1. I'm not going to do any of the item granting on this particular thing. I'll use the actual item granter for that. So I'm going to leave all that fine, the way it is. The only other couple things I may end up changing: max health. I'm going to set their max health to 1. And also going to change how many spawns they get. If I can find it. I probably already passed it. Oh, spawn limit 1. So they only get to spawn once, including the time they spawn from like their initial game spawn in. So once they spawn once, they die. That's it. Remember when we set the settings at the original, so whenever they run out of spawns, they go to team 2. So whenever they run out of spawns, they go to the hunter side. And you can also set that here apparently. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that there as well. This here, max initial team size, we have 8 players max. I'm not going to override this, but right here where it says initial team size ratio, I'm going to set that to 2. So there'll be 2 players spawn per 1 hunter, and whenever I go to the hunter's or the hunter's team settings, I'll set that to 1. So score to end's all going to be the same. Team score, no. All that should be. Actually, I'm gonna turn their self damage off. I don't want the. Not props to be able to damage themselves. This should be fine. You set this all these settings in the actual game settings, so I shouldn't have to mess with any more of that. So there's team 1. This is gonna be hunter team settings. This is gonna be basically the same thing. So this is gonna say hunters. I want to capitalize that because I'll actually see that in game. And this is going to be team number 2. Grant items. I don't want any of the grant. Just like I said, we're going to do that all with the actual item granter. So I'm not going to do it here. So make sure all these are fine. They're not going to have any special things with their health or shields or anything. So that's all going to be fine. I already have infinite ammo set in the original game settings, so I don't have to mess with that. Spawn limit, max initial team size, don't override initial team size ratio. We're going to set that to 1. And everything else should be good. Okay. The reason I spread these out, because I've learned when you go to drop a weapon into this, if it's too close to the actual thing, this thing might suck it up, and then it's in the wrong spot. So I usually just place them kind of far away, but close enough that you know who's what. So, got that set up. We're gonna set up a mutator zone. I need to set this to where it. Turn grid snap to the best way. Let's do this here. 32. Okay. I also need to turn that upside down. Where's the rotate clockwise? Rotate clockwise. There we go. This button. Oh, come on. There we go. Set this somewhere in the middle. You can do this from below if it makes it easier for you. Not really. It's not that. Okay. I'm gonna call this the pre-game Mutator. Enablement phase. This one I'm going to set to none, and I'll go over that setting in just a minute and tell you why. Zone, you don't want that visible. Base, no. This is where you kind of adjust this. You want this to be bigger, but not like massive, but you want it to be bigger than the building that you're in. So zone width, I'm going to try like 5 for now. Zone depth, I'm going to try like 2.5. And zone, oh, oops, this one's going to be, let's try like 5 as well, and this one I want for 2.5. Okay, let's see how big that made that. Almost perfect. I want to make it just a little bit bigger, so. But other than that, it pretty much fully encompasses that building, which is good. So we're going to go try this one to just bump them both up a little bit. Just make sure that it fully encompasses the building you're in. Because what's going to happen is it's set to off right now. But this pre-game timer, I'm going to set to enable this mutator zone. Wherever it went. There it is, and then enable it. So, right now when the game starts, this mutator zone is disabled. And so when that 15-second timer counts down, it will enable, turning the mutator zone on. And then I'm going to set up a teleporter device that's actually going to teleport the people inside this green area to their specified locations. Anybody on team 1, the props, will spawn into the building I'm going to create into your actual place where everybody's going to hide with their prop gun, and all the hunters are going to go to a secondary area where they just kind of hang out and wait for their timer to kick in to where they can actually leave and go find the props. But I'm running out of time, so I think that's going to end it for this, and in the second video I'll cover a little bit more. So thanks for watching. Be sure to check out part number 2, and I'll catch you next time.